Hey all, Fjorim here. There are two items that allow flying in Satisfactory, the jetpack and the hoverpack. Actually there's parachute as well, but it's just for controlled falling. As the hoverpack needs to be connected to the power grid, it is meant to be a factory building tool, whereas jetpack is more suitable for exploration and it just needs fuel that you can carry in your inventory. However, since power poles are enough for the hoverpack, it's possible to use hoverpack for exploration as well, and that's what we are going to discuss in this video. Hoverpack is unlocked in tier 7 and requires, among other things, alclad aluminium sheets. So you practically need to unlock bauxite refinement and build some aluminium production before you can start using it. You will also need some computers, heavy modular frames and motors. An important concept for hoverpack exploration is the hoverpack range. You need to be within approximately 36 meters of a power source in order to stay hovering. A power cable is not considered to be a power source for this purpose. If you move out of this range, the hoverpack loses power and you start falling. This means that if you build power poles at the maximum range, which is 100 meters or 12.5 foundations, you will not be able to fly between the two poles without losing power in between. If you shorten the distance to 64 meters or 8 foundations, you are within either power pole at any time, provided you don't fly much higher than the power poles. When exploring, you often want to be high in the air to avoid nasty things on the ground, and for this purpose I've learned that a distance of 48 meters or 6 foundations between the power poles works well. Obviously you won't have foundations on the ground when exploring, and you also won't exactly measure the distance between the power poles. As placing one power pole with a power line longer than 25 meters but below 50 meters costs 2 cables, 3 wires, 1 iron rod and 1 concrete, we can use this to figure out how much materials we need for the trip. In my example here I have taken 2000 cables, 3000 wires, 1000 iron rods and 1000 concrete, which is enough for 1000 power poles. If these are on average placed 45 meters from each other, that means I could travel 45 kilometers with these materials. That's enough for a world tour, and not just once but actually twice. Probably you will need less, but keep in mind it's better to carry too much stuff than run out and be forced to get some more. I should probably mention that I think using hoverpack makes exploration a bit too easy, as you can just fly above most issues. So if you are on your first playthrough or want to challenge with the exploration, you might want to use conventional ways of traveling, such as vehicles, jetpack and blade runners. Trust me, you will appreciate the beautifully handcrafted world a lot more this way. And with the materials ready, we can just start building the power poles from any powered factory and begin exploration. The benefits of flying above the ground are evident when we encounter enemies. Hogs and spiders can be ignored completely on hoverpack. We can also easily pick up slugs and other items, sometimes even close to poison plants, as the interact distance is higher than on hoverpack. Crossing water is possible without building foundations, as you can just place power poles under the water. I just hope no one tries this in real life. And climbing walls isn't a problem either. If you can't find a spot for a power pole, you can just place a foundation on the cliff and attach the power pole to that. You might want to bring a stack of spare concrete for this purpose. The only thing that you still need to worry about when exploring with hoverpack are the spitters, as they can shoot you while flying. If you move fast enough they will not hit you, as they always hit the spot where you were when they aimed. As mentioned, spiders don't cause problems when on hoverpack either. Although their AI has been improved in update 6, and I've understood that they now jump higher. I'm not sure how this will affect hoverpack exploration, maybe you need to fly higher if you want to avoid nasty spider attacks. In my opinion, it's a good idea to keep the power lines you have built while exploring. That way you will have power wherever you have been before, which makes it easier to build new factories in those locations. You can also reuse those power lines for future hoverpack exploration. For routine transportation between two spots the hoverpack is kinda slow, so I still prefer building a hypertube for that purpose. And that's everything for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please leave a like. Feel free to also comment on what your favorite way of exploring the map is. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.